Hello everyone. So I'm going to discuss a very interesting thing in this video. See, normally when we see a stock at new high or there is a significant high which has got broken, then we say that it is in a new range or a new zone. For example, this is a Tata Steel chart. Let me go to a higher time frame. This is weekly or maybe monthly. See, this is a monthly candlestick chart. When stock is above, let's say, this price level or maybe about this, then we can say that okay, it is above previous significant high and it is now in the new zone, right? So mostly in mid caps or small caps, you look at these things like 52-week high, 250-day high, right? And there are a lot of theories around those important levels. So when a stock is above, let's say, 250-day high, we would definitely, there is something which is very bullish with the stock, and it is generally it will come in a list of breakout traders or momentum traders or trend followers, right? So they will like to trade such stocks, which is perfectly okay. Now, the idea here is, see, it is very difficult to capture something right at the bottom because it looks very good in hindsight, but it is not easy. There is also a cost involved. What if price continues to go down, right? So that's a different subject. But what if we can get a hint somewhere in between or bit early that a stock is in a strong momentum and the move is really significant? It can challenge a new high. So something like that we can do in point and figure. Now, same stock, when I open in point and figure, let's go to a higher time frame, like 3% box value. So I can definitely say here or here that a stock is above significant high, let's say here, and it is in a new zone, right? So even after this, we get some good moves. But now the idea is if we can get a hint before that actually happens. So a very important tool in point and figure is trend line. Now we all know about trend line. It is very basic thing, right? For example, if I plot a trend line connecting this top and this top, and I plot it, this becomes a simple trend line plotted on a chart. We do it on candlestick, on Renko, on any time charting method for that matter. But this is a subjective trend line. Why subjective? Because the angle of the line depends on the points that I select. I selected these two highs, and that is why this is a trend line. If I select these 2 points, then the angle of the line would be like more of a flat or horizontal. So it depends on the points that I select. So that is why these are known as subjective trend lines. In point and figure, we can plot objective trend lines. That means the angle of the trend line is fixed. It is 45 degree, right? So if I plot it from this top, the angle is fixed. So I have to select just one point. That is known as objective 45-degree trend line. So now what is so important or so special about this is the angle of the trend line is fixed 45 degree, and these charts are plotted on a square sheet. So here what happens is when the stock goes above the 45-degree trend line plotted from a top, that means number of X, the column of X, is now significantly higher than the number of O's after that top. Same way, when it is plotted from a particular bottom, that means after this bottom, when it is broken, that means the number of O's are more than X after this bottom. So now here, when we say that number of X are now more than the O's after this top, that means that this top is weak now and this bottom is kind of strong. So this is how I look at it, and over the years I have seen that it works really well. I mean, this gives us enough hint to check the stock on different time frames and analyze it more to see if there is any opportunity from trading or investment perspective. Now, this is applicable on any time frame, any instrument, right? I can go to higher time frame, I can go to lower time frame, medium term perspective, short term perspective. You can do it for any time frame that you want and the horizon that you are looking for from trading perspective. Now here important is the major tops, like this top is major, this bottom is major. So trend lines plotted from important tops and bottoms are very important when they get breached. So for that, we have a very important tool in trade point. For example, you don't even know this and you can't easily find those points from where you should plot trend lines. In that case, you can simply click here and all trend lines will get plotted, right, on that chart. Now, when this tool is available, actually it can make your analysis very interesting now, because just by clicking, now you have to observe, where the price is above important trend lines. Now, the tool here is when a price is above all bearish trend lines, right? For example, here at this moment in this chart, these red trend lines plotted from these tops are bearish trend lines. When no bearish trend line is open, when all bearish trend lines are broken, that means the stock is bullish. It is in a new zone. That's our tool. That stock is on for a significant price move. So here the top was broken here, but here we got hint that now this top is weak. We got to know here only that okay, the stock move is kind of significant, and we should look for opportunities to trade this stock. Correct? I'll give you one more example, and then we'll see some current charts. See, this is a top marked during Jan 2018, somewhere around 160. Then price fell and it made a low around 30 during March 2020. And then there is a bounce. Here it went above these important trend lines at around 73 during December 2020. It is significantly up after that also. So if you see at this point, there's no bearish trend line which is open on the price chart, right? So all bearish trend lines are broken here. Clear? Now let me show you one more chart. This is Hind copper. Now here, at this point, there was no bearish trend line which was open on the chart. All bearish trend lines were broken. Correct? So you get an idea that we should look for bullish opportunities in this stock. You may buy here from medium-term perspective, from positional trading perspective, for short-term. It is useful for any time frame, right? Even you can wait for the follow-through and then plan the trade or anything of that sort, right? So let's now take advantage of this tool and practice something. But before that, let's do one thing. Create one group. Let's create a group. I'll say 20th May. Okay. So this is a group that I've created. I'll just add one stock there. I saved a group. So now let's do one thing. So let's do this exercise. Let us observe charts together. You also observe the chart that I'm running through, and our observation will be simple. We will look for trendline breakouts, the formation of weak top and strong bottom. Let's open a chart. This is 3%, and I am plotting 45-degree trend line as a tool, nothing else on the chart. Now let's select a group, Nifty 450. This is Nifty 500 minus Nifty 50 stocks. 50 are large cap stocks, and we are only looking at mid caps right now. So 450 stock group. I'll quickly see every chart in the group. For example, I plotted this way. Now what we will be focusing on is a stock breaching all bearish 45-degree trend lines. All bearish trend lines a stock is breaching, right? So now, for example, this stock is already bullish and it is up. it is definitely a bullish stock and already in the new zone, but we will focus on the observation where a stock is breaking all major trend lines. So I will click on next and look at every stock quickly. I'll quickly observe the stock and see where we can see the breach of major 45-degree trend line. For example, this stock has broken it here. It is already up and definitely bullish. Above this, there will be a bear trap and it will offer another trading opportunity. Now this stock actually it is definitely in a strong uptrend. Strong bullish trend lines are active, so all bottoms are strong, and all bearish trend lines were broken here and then here, and it is already in the new zone, so definitely bullish. But what we are looking for is fresh breach. See, this was a best example. Here stock went above the important 45-degree trend line, so these tops became weak here, and now price is already above these tops, right? So here you get to know that this top is weak and this bottom is strong. Clear? So let's see if we find something like that. So here it is breaking Ashok Leyland. So what we'll do is we'll right click here, save it to group, and this is the group which we have created. Save to group. Okay. This is also important. Here the 45-degree trend lines are breached and there can be a follow through. So we'll add this also. Of course, this, although it is already very bullish, we also included this in our Diwali newsletter. This is getting breached, right? This is one more. This is already bullish. One more, BHEL, but it is already broken. No, not that these kind of stocks are not bullish, definitely, but we are sticking to one kind of observation that we are looking for. This was a very beautiful case. 45-degree trend line got broken here. Yeah, this is good. Yeah. This can be a good case if price goes above this. Now what I'm doing is I'm showing it to you on 3% time frame, but it is also applicable on any box value and any group and any time frame. And that's the idea right now. When we are looking at 3% box value, we are looking at all major and important tops from medium term perspective, but the concept is also applicable on This is about to happen. I mean, one more box and it will be breached. This is kind of interesting. It breached and it again came down. Now, if it goes above this, it would be a very interesting. This is kind of very interesting. All these green bullish trend lines are intact. The long-term trend lines and stock keep reaching bearish trend lines. It's a behavior of stock is in a strong bullish trend, and this is exactly opposite. All bearish red trend lines are open. The stock is in a strong downtrend. So when we see it on 3% box value and all important highs are taken off, see, this was a beautiful case. So here you get to know that all these stops are weak now. Then it is also same case here. Landmark. That's interesting. All these stops are weak now. So when you say all major tops are weak, that's a very interesting opportunity even from short-term trading perspective, right? Because you know that stock is bullish from medium-term perspective. It can work well in short-term also. This is Gujarat Alkali. We have already added this in group. This is above this bullish 45-degree trend line from the top. I actually tweeted this yesterday, and that's why I knew that this is a case in this stock, and that's why we added it in group. This is actually another interesting chart, Gujarat gas, but it is significantly up after the breach. We are looking for a fresh breakout or a recent breakout. Very interesting. See this zone. So I'm ignoring charts where price have already broken and there has been a significant run already after that. example this. They will come in some other scanner and they are also bullish. The breakout would be, the follow through would be very interesting. So yeah, there was a clear 45-degree trend line breach here to retracement, though it is a frontline stock, but it is in a strong zone now. The bottom is strong and this top is weak. So definitely we can make a group of stocks which are already above those trend lines and in a new zone, though they are trading significantly up. Of course, that doesn't mean they can't still go up. So they can still go up, and we should definitely look for bullish opportunities in them as well. But this is just an attempt to show how we can manually scan for bullish breakouts. This is interesting. This top was in June 2010 and stock has been in a continuous downtrend. There were bearish trend lines and all those trend lines are broken here now at around 50. So that's a very interesting thing. Maybe a strong bottom is in place. Of course, we'll trade only bullish patterns after it. This is being challenged. Same thing. So now we are adding a stock which is actually forming important bottom. I'll also explain how to trade them. Many stocks, see, this kind of scan also gives you idea that you can see a lot of stocks are above those trend lines, and when you do this you actually get the idea about what is happening in the market, because when most of the stocks are trading above those important trend lines, and when you see that most of the stocks are respecting their bullish trend lines, uh, that's when you get to know that okay, the action in stocks is good and the market is good. There is a bullish participation. We can consider this. And when you do this regularly, so this was important. I'm not sure about the volume or liquidity in the stock, but we'll have a look. And when you do this regularly, your eyes get trained, right? You can quickly capture those stocks. This is not very far. So when a stock is in overall uptrend and it is breaching an important 45-degree trend line, that's a very interesting thing. So here it has breached. There's a column of O. If we can again get a double top buy, we would like to definitely have a look. Some PSU banks are looking good. This is interesting. This high is weak now. Yeah, done. So what we have done now is we have scanned 450 stocks manually. So that was an attempt to show that it may not take much time with this kind of tool. And what quickly happens is you also get to know about what is happening overall in the markets. You get that kind of feel, right? And of course, you can run other scanners and look for other patterns also. Now, see, this is a group that we have created of stocks which are recently above all important 45-degree trend lines. These stocks have made important bottoms and their major tops are weak now. You can go to scanner here and run a volume scanner because we don't know about the liquidity of the stock. Similarly, you can do it for small cap segment and all also. Now you can quickly check for the volume, like what is the total volume? Is there enough liquidity? This is a 5-day volume average, and what is the current volume, the percentage difference. This is 10-day average volume, this is 20-day average volume. So here you get to know if there is no liquidity as such, for example, in this stock, you can simply ignore it. So this becomes your volume scanner. Now this can become your universe, which you can look for from trading perspective. For example, now you can go to maybe a candlestick chart, point and figure, Renko, any charting method, and look for, let's say, a 20-day Donchian channel breakout, RSI 50 crossover, double top buy in point and figure, or bullish swing breakout in Renko, anything for that matter. You can run that on this universe because maybe your conviction will be better or your confidence will be high while trading these stocks because you know that they are in kind of new zone. And now what all that you have to do is find affordable pattern where the initial risk is affordable and risk reward is better, that you can do using any trading system on any kind of charting method. You can also run fusion metrics on those stocks. I explained fusion metrics in other videos, and this can be very useful. So we can quickly do price and relative strength analysis on those charts. There's also interesting scanner, multi-chart scanner, where you can run scanner on multiple charts at a time on this group of stocks. So there are many possibilities, and you can do this on any box value, even for intraday charts. If your eyes will get trained, then you will quickly identify the stocks which are showing the formation of weak top and strong bottom using objective trend lines. Right? Hope you found this video useful. Thanks for your time and thank you for watching it.